All right.
Oh, hey, everybody.
It's me. I'm the one that's in the live.
Andy logged in from his iPhone. So we got two people watching the continuation of the Hot Buttery Rolls Advent Extravaganza. Today is dedicated to our friends in the Jewish community. It is the first day of Hanukkah. So happy Hanukkah. What's up, Daniel Kerber? What's up, Tony? Tony said first. You probably are, buddy. Welcome. Welcome to the chat. So as I mentioned, today's the first day of Hanukkah. And in celebration, we're going to drink a little kosher whiskey. This is the first time I've found whiskey that's listed as kosher this year. And Buffalo Trace did an amazing job. They came out with 3 recipes. They came out with a straight rye, a rye recipe bourbon, and a wheated bourbon. And tonight we have the rye recipe bourbon and the wheated bourbon because I didn't score any straight rye, which is a major regret, but it is what it is. Hopefully I end up with one. Happy Festivus. Festivus for the rest of us. Empty glass toast. Tony, I don't know what that means, but it's not good. All right, guys. We're going to jump straight into the rye recipe bourbon. So this is a kosher rye recipe bourbon, which is a high rye bourbon from Buffalo Trace that was blessed by the Chicago Rabbinical Society. And it's 94 proof, which means it's 1 proof more than Blanton's, but rumored to be the same mash bill. So, you know what? Ladies first. Sorry, Lindsay.
Well, thank you.
I thought you were about to call me a lady.
Well, no, you're certainly not, but she is, and we're going to honor that. So we're going to jump right into this. This is rumored to be mash bill 2, and all the reviews I've seen of it so far have been very positive. So what's up, My Bourbon Journey? How you doing, man? Welcome to the chat. So My Bourbon Journey is in the chat. Tony G, Tim Evans, Daniel Kerber, Michael Kohler. Good. What's up, buddy? Welcome to the chat. Enjoy. I think that's one of these hands, but it could also be a chicken breast. My resolution is not great on my laptop, guys, and I'm sorry for that. So, AJ Lopez.
Definitely a chicken breast.
It's the man herself.
I'm a chicken tender.
Andy Birch, my lady friend. You're such a jerk, dude. I don't know why you made me say that. I regret it immediately. All right. So, immediately on the nose, this rye recipe bourbon is very sweet. So, Andy's going to go straight to the palate, guys. Hey, man, you know what? If you're not first, you're last. And Andy will never be last.
I will.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'll be last.
So on the nose, I'm getting very, very nice sweet notes: vanilla, cherry, oak, maybe a little bit of grape candy. I can definitely see where people think this is mash bill 2. It smells a lot like a very good single barrel Blanton's. What do you think, Andy? You've already sipped and smelled it.
Well, I obviously don't have near as refined a palate as you do, Chris.
You're just not as good of a bullshit artist, so just call it like it is, man. What do you think?
I mean, it's a fantastic bourbon. I don't get the grape that you talk about at all.
So what I get as far as grape goes, and I don't mean like fresh, sweet grapes from the grocery store. I mean like grape Big League Chew on the back. When you smell it, the last smell I get is like Big League Chew.
And I smell bourbon.
Oh, that's a pretty accurate note, Lindsay. I'm very proud of you. So Lindsay smells bourbon notes, and that is what we are drinking. So she is correct.
I do not have.
I mean, I went in for a taste first because 2020. I wanted to make sure I could taste.
Yeah. I mean, you got to taste to see if you can still taste. Shout out to COVID-19. What's up, Tyler? So Tyler Wilson, who I was just on the phone with, is now in the chat. Good to see Tyler. You, buddy. I can't see you, but you can see us.
Glad you could join us.
Hell yeah. Tyler said you brought your better half. Yes, I'm right here.
Yes. Chris brought me.
No, he meant her.
Oh.
Yeah. Lindsay's here as well. So this is really nice. It's got like if you've ever got a really good beef jerky and you can taste the fat on the beef jerky, that like It's like a meaty, savory note.
Melted sort of.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's not savory like beef. It's not peppery, but it's literally like the fat on a good cowboy cut of beef jerky.
Yeah.
I do not have a sophisticated palate at all because all I taste is.
So I will
whiskey.
say what I enjoy about this bourbon is the fact that as fiery, as spicy as it is, when you drink it, it doesn't give you that note like when you try and enjoy it and smell it and figure out what the different notes of it are. It's far spicier than it is than when you just drink it and get that super aggressive, high alcohol content feel in your throat.
Yeah, no, I 100%.
You don't experience that.
I 100% agree. So on the nose, you do get some rye spice, which is a little bit. It will give you a little tingle in your olfactory, which is the nerve behind your smelling nerve. So your olfactory does get a little bit of a buzz from the rye, but there's no Kentucky hug. There's no spread of the heat from ethanol. It's just purely from the mash bill, and it is really nice. So again, I'm going to say I just had a sip, and I think that this is probably like one of the best Blanton single barrels I've ever had. So that stands to reason that people do think it is Blanton's high rye Buffalo Trace mash bill. Mash bill 2, by the way. So DC loves him some grape jerky. DC, don't knock it till you rock it. I would completely eat some grape jerky. I'd eat almost anything. So yeah.
Same.
Yep. Oh man. So Tony G says, I thought that lampshade was some kind of weird hat your wife was wearing. So this is not my wife. This is my very good friend, Lindsay.
Hi.
And it is from the amazing Fragile award-winning or award-given lamp from Christmas Story. I want the big one. I want the tall one.
Given the season, the lamp makes sense.
It's accurate.
Yeah.
Yep. Am I missing chats, guys? I feel like the chat's going really kind of fast. It's kind of great.
The good news is I can't read that far away.
Good talk. So Tim Evans says, I liked these 3 bottles. Pricing was all over the place. You're correct. So I got super lucky, and I got both of these bottles for retail, which was like right around, I want to say $49. I've got a couple more bottles that are supposed to be coming to me by hand delivery from the state of New York. And I don't know if they're going to come or not, but if they do, they're also at retail. But I've seen them up to 100, 150.
So is this a bottle that you source locally?
Yeah, I got this one from Pinkies. So
Okay.
very, very fortunate to get this one. Thank you to Pinkies. Appreciate you guys for hooking me up on some Buffalo Trace kosher. So I'm actually supposed to be right now on a barrel pick to Kentucky to pick out a barrel of Buffalo Trace, but I ran out of money. Turns out I bought too much whiskey and didn't save enough to buy a plane ticket. So
could have sold a little bit.
Could have sold some. But you know what? It's harder to get it out of the house than it is to get it in.
Once a collector, always a collector.
Yeah, exactly, man.
All the whiskey.
For sure. All the whiskeys.
I gotta say, it's a little odd that you're so much taller than me in this video.
Well, so what's funny is Andy is 6'2", 6'3"?
Yeah, 6'2".
So Andy's 6'2", but I have a 30-inch inseam and a 48-inch torso. So our seat heights are actually similar heights. And if I sit all the way up, you can tell that I'm a full-grown dwarf.
Full-grown dwarf, Chris.
So the Hot Buttery Roll's secret is that I'm a giant little person.
Giant little man.
So I almost said the M word, but we don't say that because we respect little people. And I am one of them. I'm the largest. I could be your captain. If you guys are looking for a leader, DM me at Hot Buttery Rolls on Instagram.
So I've got to say, out of many of the whiskeys that I've had out of your collection, this one's interesting in the fact that I can't pick one single note that I like out of it, one single flavor, anything. Fantastic drinking whiskey.
Yeah.
It's just, it's odd to me that I can't say, oh, this has got a dill flavor. It's got a grape flavor. None of that. It's just super smooth, super even keel.
It's incredibly
crazy.
cohesive.
Yeah.
It's very well balanced. I hate to use the word smooth. Everybody knows that, but this is a smooth ass whiskey. It is very, very nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've said it twice. I'll say it again. This is like the best Blanton single barrel I've ever had. And it's just really, really easy to drink. It brings you back in. It's not overly complex. It's not spiky whatsoever. There's no notes that you're like, oh, what's that? It's like, man, that's just a really bourbony flavored bourbon.
I do feel in the back of my throat a little.
Yeah.
A little warm back there.
Well, how many times have you drank whiskey just from a glass slowly?
Not very many times.
And all of them were
I've got to say the
All
fact
of
that
them were
you're
with you.
halfway through the glass that you had, that's impressive.
So that's a testament to the whiskey. Lindsay is a bourbon. I hate to call you a novice because you've been hanging out with us for many years, and she's definitely been around whiskey. But
More of the Mike's Hard Lemonade type, though.
Yeah. So,
My palate is not there.
however, the fact that you're able to drink and enjoy this whiskey without being like, oh, yikes, I'm on fire, that speaks volumes about how good this bourbon is.
My face is maybe told otherwise in this video.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch the replay for sure. Yeah. Oh man, my bourbon journey. Thank you so much. My bourbon journey says, go ahead and hit that like button. Click, click. So that's 3 likes in a row.
Ooh.
Hit it as many times as you want, but as long as it stays ignited as a like, and not blank, we're fine with that. So Michael Kohler is sipping on some Old Forester 1897. Great call. That's some old-fashioned whiskey, but it is delicious. So Tim Evans got 3 shipped from New York for $60. Oh my gosh. So
impressive.
Certainly that's $60 each. That can't be $60 for 3. If it's $60 for 3, I need the name of your source. DM me, buddy. DC says hot buttery cornbread sounds delish.
Ooh.
I agree, and I'm in. So come to Texas. We'll make some cornbread. We'll do it in the cast iron. There'll be so much butter involved. It'll be amazing.
Throw it on the Yoder. You can do
Yes.
some cornbread on that.
We can do hot, buttery, smoked cornbread.
Ooh.
I'm in.
Rock and
Let's
roll.
make it happen.
Rock and roll. Oh, man. Daniel Kerber says, all hail king of the little people, HBR. Hell yeah. DC says, so HBR is a hobbit? Yes. Yes, for sure. Uncle Frodo is good to me. He set me up here with this amazing whiskey collection. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Okay, so there's an each comment. We got the answer.
Okay, yeah.
Still reasonable. Yeah.
Dude, $60 a piece, $180 for 3 of these. I'm in. I'm in. Plus
Super
shipping.
reasonable.
Plus shipping, minus shipping, either way, I don't care. That's ridiculous. Great grab, buddy. All right, so we got another one to try. We got the Kosher Recipe
You still
Weeded
have
Bourbon. So does Lindsay.
one to finish.
So, Lindsay,
do
if
I
you
need
want to pour
finish
yours,
sipping this, or
I would say
chug
pour it into
it,
Andy's
or-
glass.
Okay.
It's up to you.
Here,
I mean,
Andy.
it just depends on how
Sharing
you want to
is
feel it
caring.
tomorrow. Yeah.
Scary.
Sharing
All
is
right,
caring.
so bottoms up. Happy Hanukkah to our friends, our Jewish chosen one friends. Happy Hanukkah. I don't know how that coincides with my Advent deal. I hope it's not blasphemous because I have zero intent of that. But I love my Jewish friends and also love my Advent. So here we go.
Cheers.
So
Still super smooth.
so easy.
Yeah.
So easy.
Yeah.
There's no flinch. There's no like, woo, yikes. It's the perfect proof. Do you know Mean Girls?
Yes.
What's the perfect day? No, shoot. That was Miscongeniality. The
Those
perfect
are
day is
radically
September
Something walking on the
23rd. Anyways, it's the whatever that sweet girl from Miscongeniality
Sandra
says.
Bullock.
It wasn't Sandra Bullock. It was her friend.
Oh, it was that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
A sweet girl from the Midwest. Gracie Lee Freebush.
From the West. From
Yeah.
Odessa.
Why do I
Gracie
know
Lou.
that? Gracie Lou Freebush. Yikes. I don't know if I was ready to share that with y'all, but I'm a massive chick flick fan. Yeah,
I've known that for a while, Chris.
it's cool. It's cool. All right. So we are moving on from the Buffalo Trace Kosher Rye Recipe Bourbon
To
to
ancient age.
Ancient Age. which is also mash bill too. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to go with the, I almost said H&H. Screw you, dude. So this
Ancient
beautiful is the kosher wheat recipe. This one comes in also at 94 proof. Now, this is rumored to be the Buffalo Trace. Sorry, Lindsay, I almost did it again. What a terrible job.
So all that is, the rye is supposed to be spicier, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so this one should be less spicy.
This should be sweet.
Agreed.
This should have notes of apple and honey, light white fruits, pear, like a Weller, like Weller Special Reserve that we drink at the car shows.
Well, I may not be at that sophisticated palate.
At the 9 o'clock in the morning.
9 o'clock in the morning.
in the bus.
Yeah, in the bus.
In
Yeah.
the bus.
Whiskey buzz.
Yep. By the way, if you guys want to see some really amazing car projects, follow af.fab, F-A-B. Andy is a hell of a fabricator. And if you want to see baby chickens being born, follow Lindsay's Instagram, which is
Sergeant.Lindsay.
Sergeant.Lindsay, SARGENT.LINDSEY.
Yes.
Nailed it. Mailed it.
The good news, if you follow me on Instagram, you get to see projects that are 80% built, 50% cool, you know,
No, they're
100% overbuilt.
They're 80% cool and 50% built.
And
Oh
I
my
just
gosh.
supply the cute chickens.
Yeah, she does supply cute chickens. They're adorable.
So definitely more
Oh my
vanilla,
gosh,
more,
yes.
definitely more savory.
So much prettier.
Still whiskey.
It's definitely so much
definitely-
cute. But what's different about this one to you? If you sense any difference, what do you think? I love
A
them.
little lighter.
So to me, it is definitely lighter. That burning sensation that you got on the back of your throat just from smelling it, I get less of that on this one than I did on the last one.
True.
So whenever you make bourbon, it has to be 51% corn at least.
Mhm.
And then you use a flavoring grain, and that grain can be usually it's rye, but it can be wheat or amaranth or any other flavoring grain, and then usually you use barley, malted barley, to make the fermentation happen.
Okay.
So that one uses rye as a flavoring grain, and this one uses wheat as the flavoring grain. And I prefer wheated whiskeys. My favorite whiskey in the world is William LaRue Weller, which is hypothetically the great-great-granddaddy of this kosher wheat recipe bourbon. So, man, it's really pretty. It's so Tony G says it's very Weller Special Reserve to me. Man, I could see that. It's definitely so low of proof that I wouldn't compare it to 107. So, Old Weller Antique 107 is one that Andy and I have killed
Right. Maybe too many bottles.
probably
of
too many
it.
bottles
Yeah.
of. We've drank a bunch of Weller Antique, and I will say that this is nowhere near as hot as Weller Antique, but
You definitely don't have that spice as the Weller Antique.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way, not in a good way either. Just different,
Yeah.
right? Just different.
so this one to me on the nose is just easy green apples and not much less. So I'm going to be tempted to agree with Tony that it reminds me a lot of Weller Special Reserve, that's my emergency whiskey. The whiskey I keep in my Nalgene flask is Weller Special Reserve, and it's because it's really easy to drink. It's really easy to mix. You're not going to find somebody that's like, oh, that's abrasive. It's literally so easy to drink that I can give it to my whiskey novice wife or somebody that, is used to drinking a little Jack or Lindsay. It's not bad.
That's a fantastic bourbon, Saturday mid-afternoon,
Yeah.
hanging out, gonna have, I hate to say this, but a mixed drink with something.
No, you don't have to hate
It's
to say that.
fantastic, right?
Yeah.
Ginger ale and that, great drink.
When we're working on cars together, we pour our whiskey over ice so we don't get hurt.
Yeah, something refreshing.
Yeah.
It's great.
You put Weller
It is
Special
great.
Reserve over ice. You don't feel bad about pouring it over ice. You're not, insulting the whiskey because, it's $25 whiskey. So,
Yeah.
So Tim Evans says Antique has disappeared in Illinois. So I know Illinois previously was a state like Texas where we got Antique not all the time, but pretty frequently. I haven't seen a bottle of Antique in the wild since March. So yeah, it's been a long time.
Interesting.
I've got some reserve for sure. I've got a bunker that has some Weller Antique in it, but man, I really hope they crank it back up. Now that being said, Ohio, which is Weller Antiqueville, seems to have gotten more Weller Antique this year than ever before. I saw literally photos of pallets of that shit stacked up in Giant Eagle. I think Giant Eagle is their local grocery retailer that's allowed to sell whiskey. So good for them. If you end up with some Weller Antique and you want to help your friend Hot Buttery Rolls out, send it over. So Lindsay has now entered the palette of Weller, Weller. It's not Weller.
It doesn't
Buffalo
it
Trace.
doesn't burn as bad. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's dive into the palette, guys. Cheers.
I've already done that. But cheers.
It's fine. It's fine. So it's medicinal. I get a lot of like a Sucret's cherry cough drop on the front end. It definitely disappears quickly, like Weller Special Reserve.
Okay, I get the cough drop part.
It definitely has that super antiseptic quality.
Yeah, on the front end.
Not in a bad way. Kind of
No.
lingers.
That's
I
kind of-
enjoy it, but I've never had a single bourbon from Buffalo Trace that I didn't care for. Like,
Yeah,
it's all been
pretty
great.
easy to drink.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. No, it's they do a good job there with their whiskey. I think they're going to succeed probably in the coming years. Yeah. So Stanley Wagner Jr. is a good friend of mine, and he asked who are my guests. For anybody that missed it earlier in this film, in the digital, I keep saying film. We're not on films. This is all
It's definitely
digital.
being recorded.
For anybody that was watching this earlier on the YouTube live stream and missed it, this is my very good friend Lindsay, and this is her boyfriend and my very good friend Andy Furch. So these are my friends that I brought down for day 10 of my hot buttery rolls.
Brought down like you invited us to Midland.
Brought over. They're also fellow Midlanders. So
Unfortunately,
leave your apologies in the chat. R.I.P. to the Midlanders. Oh man. So Tony G says Tim was in Illinois 2 weeks ago, or Tony was in Illinois 2 weeks ago hunting and found 2 Weller 12s and 2 107s sitting on the shelf, 46 and 59.
wow, impressive.
Good for you, buddy. Good for you.
So that reminds me, we've got to do another hill country trip to Fredericksburg, to our favorite liquor store in Fredericksburg that had Weller 12s on the shelf.
And we
As
pulled them
many
off the
as we
shelf
wanted.
for
Yeah.
$28 a bottle.
Yeah. And the
28 bucks for Weller
the
12.
guy's fantastic.
That was fun.
You know,
Yeah.
taking
Really-
some orange chicken from Payway.
All he
That's
wanted
what he wants.
was chicken from Little Panda. That's literally all he wanted. So we're going to take a Yeti full of orange chicken to his town next time and hope to find something cool on the shelf. Oh, man. So the longer it sits in the glass, the less medicinal it gets, and it just kind of fades away. I really almost wish that we had drank this one first because the rye recipe is so much more, it has so much more character. It's more enjoyable. This one is easy to drink, but it's just easy to drink. So
It's a little bitter for me.
yeah, that's
Oddly
that
enough.
medicinal note.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Continues to get a little
like a
more bitter.
chloroseptic.
Yes.
It's like on
Yeah.
the sides of my tongues, like the chloroseptic tongue.
Yeah.
So the sides of your tongue, that's a tannic response. If it feels like it's squeezing the moisture out of your mouth from the sides of your tongue,
A little bit.
so that indicates age because it's more interaction with the barrel. And now that I'm saying that, I literally just had a sip and I can feel it kind of drying me out. That's a tannic response. So tannins are elements in the barrel.
Mm-hmm.
The longer the whiskey's in the barrel, the more it brings the tannins into the whiskey out of the wood. So I'm very interested to see, there's no age statement on the kosher wheated bourbon, but I completely agree with Lindsay, and I wouldn't have picked it out previously. I didn't think this was very tannic, but yeah, it definitely gives you a little squeeze on the sides of the tongue. So great observation.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm glad I could put some effort towards this whiskey endeavor.
For sure. No, you're great. Okay, so Tim says, yeah, once I went to the full top, they kind of disappeared. I 100% agree. I miss the screw tops. AJ Lopez says, yeah, it sucks here. Yeah, it sucks here.
Wait, are we talking Midland sucks?
No,
Because
he's talking about the Hot Butter Rolls Whiskey Channel. But no, definitely Midland.
also
AJ,
Midland.
Yeah, AJ lives in Midland too.
Ooh, he says science.
Science! Yes. Nick Foles, welcome to the chat, buddy. HBR, dad dude. That's me, bruh. Yep. Dry is one of those weird things I learned about when drinking wine, said Kilco. Kilco, I agree, man. So my mom is a master sommelier, she's a level 3 sommelier. She's not quite a master, but she's really, Lindsay's trying to give the last bit of her whiskey here. Thank you. I'll take it.
You're welcome.
Do you want some more of the kosher rye recipe?
No, I'm good. Thanks.
Okay, fair enough. There's some water you can pour in there too, if you'd like to just hydrate.
Thanks.
Yeah. So my mom is a sommelier, and I kind of gained an appreciation from nosing and tasting and flavor notes from her practices with wine. So yeah, no, I completely agree that my first experience with a tannic sensation was from like dry cabs, dry zins. The longer it's in the barrel, the more it's just like that weird, cloyingly dry sensation on the sides of your tongue. I don't care for it. So one of the things that's a big turnoff to me for ultra-aged whiskey is how really, really tannic it is. Where's Doc McStuffins at? So I think that you're referring to Doc Swenson's, and shit, it's in my other bar. It's in the house bar, and I'm sorry. Oh man, thank you for sharing your whiskey with
You're
me.
very welcome.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass it on a little bit.
This water burns a little less.
So how does it nose? So that's actually a really good question. Now that you've put the water in the glass, you should be able to pick out just like the really delicate notes from the whiskey.
Fruitier.
Yeah.
Almost
vanilla, like real mild baking sort of notes.
Yes.
And
I can
also
pick those out.
the wood, like a half burned or unburned matchstick, is what I get out of a whiskey glass with some water in it.
Agreed.
Oh man. Kilco says hydration is key. 100%.
Agreed.
Absolutely. Beard. Oh my God. You met Beard. My friend with the huge beard, Josh.
Yeah. What's up, Josh?
He's
Great
in the chat.
seeing you the other day when I was at Grub Burger.
Hell yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, Josh spends a lot of time at Grub Burger. Oh yeah. HBR, smooth as butter. Thank you, Uncle Buck. Welcome to the chat, buddy.
So we've got to do
God, this is good.
We've got to do a live stream.
Ooh.
I don't know if you can see that. I'm gonna have to watch the replay, but I just slung
Yeet.
whiskey. I just yeeted bourbon, high class kosher bourbon, everywhere. Oh man.
We need to do a great live stream, cruising to coffee and cars, cruising to a car show, something like that. We need to do it.
So it's a whiskey based YouTube channel, and
On the whiskey bus.
we've got to find a way to get you a valet's license. If you get a chauffeur's license,
Yeah,
then we can turn the back of the bus into a whiskey bar.
we can do it.
Oh. The real play there would be to turn one of my 16-year-old plus children into a valet or a chauffeur. And we could review whiskey while they drive the bus.
So do we have some new people joining the chat?
The beard is back. The beard's back in the chat, and it's still the same people. Hell yeah. Stanley Wagner says Jay Pitt is Doc McStuffins, and I am Marty G. Puffer. Yeah, no, Josh is in bed. Josh is resting. We went really late last night, guys, and I'm super grateful. Those of you that were there last night and you're here again, thank you for showing up. I hurt a little bit this morning. I woke up at 6:30 and my brain was too big for my skull. And so I took some ibuprofen and a warm shower and my brain was still too big for my skull, but I was still able to get out and do my job, and more importantly, hunt some whiskey today. So
BC headache powder.
BC
Where it's at.
BC powder. Head on, apply it to the pain. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah. You guys watch Wheel of Fortune? Is it your first day? Cool. Hit that like button. Come on. What's up, Cole George? Welcome to the chat, brother. Oh, man. This is really nice. So,
It's really gone. So, yes, agree. It's really nice.
you want to have something really awesome?
Yes.
That tall bottle right there? Grab that bottle. So,
That's some Pappy.
no, it's not Pappy.
Is it not?
It's the poor man's Pappy.
No, I want the real deal.
So do I, but I also want
That's
a toilet made out of solid gold.
$2,300.
It's just on the cards.
Oh.
I actually have a higher likelihood of having a toilet made of solid gold than getting a real Pappy. So I will tell you, though, that based on what we just drank, which is a kosher wheat recipe,
Yeah.
that is the next logical step, and it's far superior than what we're drinking right now. Amy, what's up? Holy shit. 3 days in a row. That's a hat trick. Oh, jeez. That's so good. AJ Lopez. The boomer paired up with the... Okay, I'm going to stop reading there. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, good talk, man. Yeah. Yeah.
So what is the tall bottle?
It's poor man's Pappy. So I made that last November,
Okay.
and it mellowed in the bottle for a full 90 days before I opened it.
Okay.
Allowing the flavors to intermingle. It is a little higher proof than what you've drank so far, but it is freaking delicious. And if you're interested in tasting it, I'd love to pour you just a snippet. You don't have to, though. Don't worry about it. It's
I'm
fine.
afraid that you're going to waste really good bourbon on me.
So it's two mediocre bourbons
Or whiskey.
mixed together to be a pretty fantastic whiskey.
It's up to you.
It's, well, yeah. If it's up to me, I'm going to pour you some. All right. Hey, what's up, Zoom? How you doing? All right, I'm going to be honest. Buffalo Trace kosher wheat recipe bourbon. Take it or leave it. It is definitely just like a more complex Weller Special Reserve. Certainly not worth hunting.
Oh, poor kosher.
Well, the kosher rye recipe is amazing. And I've heard the straight rye is incredible. But I just didn't love it. I didn't love it. You didn't like it either. You poured it yourself.
I don't really love whiskey,
That's
but I'm
fine.
drinking it for this.
Yeah. Thank you. She's making a huge sacrifice, guys, by drinking delicious bourbons with her friend Chris. And we appreciate that.
Why, thank you. I'm just here with my flamingo shirt, drinking whiskey.
Super festive. Okay, can you stand up a little bit and show everybody? It's a flamingo. Oh, this way. Yep. Yes. Flamingo coated in Christmas lights. It's freaking adorable. Oh, man.
I'm like swirling because I know that's what you do.
Yeah, that's how you get the aromas. Everybody knows that Dizzy whiskey tastes better than whiskey served otherwise. It's MAFS. Stanley Wagner Jr. That is a generous offer for you to make on behalf of me. It's not going to happen.
Oh, Amy says it's always better with a flamingo.
Oh, yes, it is. So Andy
What
and
did
I...
miss, guys?
Andy and I found out that the flamingo is the symbol of swingers
Unfortunately.
on vacation.
Unfortunately.
Want to know how we found out? We were both wearing the same flamingo print swim trunks at a resort in Cabo San Lucas.
Look, I'm not saying I'm upset about it, Chris. It just was an odd way to find out about it.
Dude, that guy's beard was weird. I didn't like it. I'm not a
Everything
fan.
about him was weird.
So we just moved to the poor man's Pappy. Pour you a little touch. So poor man's Pappy is 60%.
A bunch.
Yeah, well, like a lot. So poor man's Pappy is 60% Weller 107 antique and 40% Weller 12.
So the Weller that y'all really like to drink.
Yes.
Okay.
So we've made this before.
That's the one I made.
Yeah.
It's really freaking good. I made that last November.
Yeah, it's been a minute since it was put together.
Uncle
Okay.
Buck says, "You're with me, all body, short legs." Bro, if you want to see someone's head explode, walk into the Gap and ask them for skinny jeans in the size 40-30.
40-30.
She out. I saw a house that has something like that flamingo shirt. Looked like about 10 of them in their front yard. So that's a different thing. You can get flamingoed.
You can get flocked.
You can get flocked.
Yep.
Yeah. Go flock yourself.
I would love a whole bunch of flamingos in my front yard.
Oh, AJ says I got to be work at 6:30 tomorrow, so I'm taking my geriatric 26-year-old bones to bed. Cheers, y'all.
Wait.
Cheers, AJ.
26.
Thanks for staying, buddy.
Cheers to being old.
Don't hurt yourself, Papa. Uncle Buck, I agree. So Uncle Buck says kosher is great for newbies. Man, it really is, especially the kosher rye recipe bourbon. It's really freaking good and easy to drink. How to win friends and influence people. Wear flamingo board shorts. Amy, you're not wrong. We made a lot of friends.
They did.
Some real handsy ones.
Lots of friends.
They're so
That's
cool.
how I got to be such great friends with hot buttery rolls.
They keep asking what my kick is. I don't. It's a high kick. I mean, relatively high. I got short legs, but I'm super limber. This is really good. Uncle Buck says neophyte.
This has like an in between.
Newbie. A kinder word for newbie is neophyte, which Lindsay is. Welcome to be a bourbon drinker.
So
This is 3 neat bourbon glasses in a row.
Three different
this
neat
is kind of
bourbons.
like in
Yeah.
between the burn of those two for me.
Yes, which is funny because it's actually a much higher proof than I.
Yeah, much
Okay, well,
higher
for me,
proof
it's like
than
in between the
both
two
of those.
kosher ones.
Well, there you go.
On the nose, far more aggressive. Not in a bad way, but
No, it's spicier, which is funny
Yeah.
because it's a wheated whiskey, so that's 100% proof. It's not the mash bill that's making it spicy; it's the ethanol.
right.
Michael Kohler says some is better than the parts? Yes. The only reason that I purchased Weller 12 is to mix it into poor man's Pappy because this is really good.
So the poor man's 12 is the green one?
No, the green one's special reserve.
Okay, because it
12-year-old's black. Antique is red.
Red.
Blue is foolproof. White is CYPB. Single barrel is orange.
okay, you're going so many colors I haven't seen.
Pumpkin spice Weller.
Ew.
See,
Good
to me, when you get that ethanol burn on the nose, I don't care for that near as much as.
You can respond to that.
Wait, what are we responding to?
So Amy says, Lindsay, don't let them talk you into drinking light whiskey. Amy, there's a bottle of light whiskey right in front of Lindsay. And I can tell you, I love Lindsay enough to definitely suggest that not happen. She will be inconsolably hammered.
My first graders would not know what to do with me tomorrow.
Litty titties.
Litty titties.
Litty titties. That's really freaking good. So I've had Lot B 12-year Van Winkle. I've had Old Rip Van Winkle 10, which is 107 proof as well. This one is superior to both of those. It's not as good as Pappy 15, but the poor man's Pappy it's legit. It's really
It's
good.
solid. It's solid.
For show. Yep.
I should try a 1910 or a 1915.
Yeah. Probably 1910 Stanley Wagner Jr. But I don't have one. And no, 1915 would be better for her.
That means you're cut off, Lindsay. Sorry.
No, 1910. So it's lower proof. But yeah. No, all I have is 1920, which is my favorite Old Forester Distillers Row collection. I did actually tonight just pick up. You want to grab that tube off the table right there?
But I will.
So I got a massive tip from a very good friend of mine who was just in the chat. I don't know if he's still in the chat. They call me Beard. Are you still in the chat, buddy?
This one?
So yeah, that's the one. Yeah. So
This beautiful bastard right here.
yeah. I don't know if you guys recognize this, but this is the Old Forester 150th. And I got a text message while I was at dinner, and it said, hey, I just saw this on the shelf at XYZ liquor store. And I was like, oh my God, you guys.
Probably gonna need to get two.
So I was supposed to meet Andy and Lindsay here to film this, but instead I drove to that liquor store and grabbed this off the shelf, cradled it like a football, like I was freaking Adrian Peterson. And now
we're gonna open it and try it.
Now I have an Old Forester. No, my palate is shot. We drank way too many margaritas to open this. So I have an Old Forester 150th anniversary. Huge thanks to Beard. Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate the heads up.
150th.
Dude, I owe you big time, buddy. So, yeah. Anyways, I don't remember. Oh,
hey, the
Distillers
good
Row.
news, Beard, is I'm going to take this when I leave his house.
He is.
Me and you will go drink it at Grub Burger. It'll be fine.
He's going to
It's
steal
going to
it.
be a great, great deal.
Yeah, enjoy the stolen whiskey, man. For sure.
Makes it a little better.
Hot and Buttery turned into a speed racer. Bro, I have an F350, and that thing was just taking all the corners like a Corvette. Like, it was just always so seamless. It was like a video game, racing game. Yeah, it was ridiculous. But I got no money for a plane ticket. Shut up, Tony. Oh my God. Jeremy Allen is in the chat.
Jeremy,
Jeremy, what are you doing today?
great to see you twice today.
I only saw you once, and it was just in the chat, but it's enough if you know what I mean.
I'm trying whiskey.
Jeremy,
Also,
Lindsay's
is
drinking bourbon.
ruining whiskey.
She's not. She's not running it. She's pouring it into her mouth, which is the goal of whiskey. She's doing great. Yes. So Michael Kohler says, I've been blending Old Forester 86 proof, 100 proof, and their rye. Dude, that's probably a pretty good blend. Hashtag Master Blender. Good job.
I just finished that.
The water?
No,
I'm just kidding.
the peppies.
The Pappas. Oh, that's awesome. So Jeremy's also texting Andy on the side.
No, he's not.
It seems.
But things are getting serious between us, Chris. I'm sorry.
It's fine, man.
I'm
It's
sorry.
fine. Me and Lindsay will console ourselves.
With more whiskey?
I'm in.
Seems like Lindsay probably needs a solid Hill Country Fair drinking water.
Cheers.
I'm just trying to think what I have here on the table. That would be a good thing to go to next. I think Lindsay definitely needs to enjoy the Hill Country Fair drinking water. But Andy and I could switch over to, what do you got there?
I was trying to figure out
Just
what
grab
High
it.
West you had.
That's actually a really good High West. Grab it.
I'm not a double rye fan from High West.
Did you see what it's finished in? Turn it to the side. Finished in bourbon.
I don't know.
You don't
I
have
don't
to.
know.
It's fine. Grab the Weller 107.
I mean, I know, but definitely don't want a Weller 107. You've got far better bourbons for us to try than a Weller 107.
It's cool. Tim Evans, it is batch 1 of 3. 1 of 3 Old Forester 150. Yeah. So, you know what? Amy recommended that Lindsay not drink any light whiskey, but she didn't say anything about Andy. So we're going to drink a little light whiskey because guess what? It's still on the table. Yay.
Oh,
So this is a port finished
We
light
wanna-
whiskey,
Is it called a light whiskey?
Yeah.
Oh.
which doesn't mean low calorie. It means it'll light your ass up.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's a different kind of light.
We're going to the future.
So that's a litty titty whiskey.
Yeah. Aggressive. The titties are litty. All right, here we go. God, that poor man's Pappy's so good.
Wait a minute. What is Jeremy Allen saying? What's his?
Hard to say.
Until I see some old, very old Barton.
I'm out. Understandable, bro.
All right. So we've got that coming up, Jeremy, for our Queen, New Mexico version of this show.
Yeah. It's called the Hot Buttery Fry Bread Whiskey Extravaganza. Oh, man. Damn it. All right. So coming back to this after last night's stream, still freaking ridiculous.
Aggressive.
Yeah. Well, so it's 129 point maths, 129.2 proof. The reason I drank it last night because it was 12/9, December 9th. And
Yeah.
that's the only whiskey I have that's 129 proof.
So what's interesting out of all the whiskeys we've had this evening, I picked more flavors up out of this one than I do the others.
Oh, yeah. Big time. So you got the port on top of the MGP bourbon or light whiskey.
Yeah.
And it's like got big red round notes like raisin and
So this to me is straight up like, I hate to say this, but like a Rolos,
no chocolate.
like with caramel,
Yeah, caramel and chocolate. For sure.
Yeah,
For sure. No, that's a great
I
taste.
didn't want to discount the bourbon with Rolo, but you know,
No, so
it
rollers
happens.
are
Yeah.
delicious. Actually, funny story about Rolos. My mom had all of us very young. She had 6 kids before she turned 30. And she had 5 kids by the time she was 25. My sister was born. And we were at a grocery store in a small town in rural New Mexico visiting my grandmother. And she thought she had all of us in the truck. But
Uh-oh.
we weren't all in the truck because we're slippery little bastards. And my middle brother, Eric, I say middle brother instead of little brother because I'm the oldest. He's the middleest of the 5. And he was nowhere to be found.
Uh-oh.
And we're all in, I say truck, it was a minivan. It was a Ford Aerostar. This is a weird story.
It's definitely not a truck.
Yeah, it's not a truck.
You don't know how trucks work.
The AC didn't work. There was one cassette that was stuck in the cassette player. It was,
Stevie Nicks,
I wish it was Stevie Nicks.
right?
It was Naked Eyes, which is a new wave British
That's
band.
Also, not a bad CD
Not a
to be stuck.
bad tape to be stuck.
tape.
So we listened to it till it wore out. Many years later, the major issue wasn't the stuck cassette tape; it was the lack of air conditioning. Neither of those things have any bearing on the story. So we're leaving a Alco, ALCO,
Yeah.
Alco, which is like a super small town rural Walmart. And my mom has 4 of us. She gets to the van. She does a quick count. There's 4, not 5. She looks down and she's like, Kevin, which is not Kevin, it's Eric.
Send it.
Yeah.
It
So
would be,
she goes full Home Alone and realizes she's short a child. And she goes back up to the Alco to retrieve the child that she's lost. And the doors are effing locked.
Uh-oh.
So she's banging on the doors and she's waiting for the police because they went to a payphone. There's a payphone on the front porch of Alco because back then there were still payphones. She dials 911, which is a free call. Still is. Thank you, emergency responders. And she calls the cops. She's like, my son is stuck inside a grocery store. I need you to come get him out. And they're like, ma'am, what? And she's like, my son is stuck inside a grocery store. I need you to come get him out. So my little brother is now aware that my mother is screaming and crying and banging on the glass. And he wanders up to the front glass like Baby Yoda with a Rolo in each hand. And he's chewing through the gold foil, eating the Rolo candies. And the best part of the night for my brother is when the cops came and opened the doors to the Alco. he was allowed to keep the Rolos.
Oh,
I was so pissed because not only did he wander away from the family, he stole Rolos and got to keep them. Okay?
Look, let's be honest. He's not that bright.
He's incredibly intelligent. He was able to shoplift and get away with it. That's pretty impressive.
That's a different kind of smart.
Well,
Street smarts.
in Roosevelt County, he doesn't have any pictures of him on the wall at the Alco. So he's the only one.
Well,
the onlyest one.
I can't say that.
okay. So what they said the Iron Root Harbinger.
Yeah, Iron and Harbinger. Yeah. Oh, okay. So I'm going to just go from the top. Michael Kohler says, have you dipped your toes in the Remus Repeal Reserve series? I'm a big fan. Great MGP juice. I love the Remus Repeal batch. It's right there on the shelf that you can't see at all. But trust me, I'm pointing to it. It's right over there.
It's over there. I'm pointing to it too.
Yes. And it's freaking tasty. So keep it up. 88 miles per hour. We're going to the future. Beard says, is that Kings County? No, it's Obtanium, and it's the Shiza. Stanley Wagner Jr. says, do you have Iron Root Harbinger XC? That might be good for Lindsay. So I hear what you're saying, and I disagree. It's a really high proof bourbon, and it's got some aggressively unique notes that I would steer a bourbon neophyte away from.
Oh, Jeremy said this is the best Christmas story he's ever heard.
Yes. Jeremy, you're not wrong, man. You're not wrong. He didn't get his ass beat at all. If I would have wandered away from the cart for 30 seconds, I would have been whooped with a can full of legs hosiery. You guys remember pantyhose? What a crazy thing. Pantyhose, man. Jeez. So his life of crime began. Yeah, he's actually like a capital investment commercial real estate guy. But I don't know. He's probably still stealing from people.
Uh-oh.
I finally bit the bullet on barrel strength. Not so bad. Which barrel strength, Beard? Because you've been at my house and drank multiple barrel strengths. I'm confused about which one.
Wait, who's been here drinking them?
Beard, Josh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
Amy, you better believe the first person that was yelled at was me. Where's your little brother? You mean where's your son? Where's your little beautiful baby? Yeah, no, it was 100% my fault.
Oh.
For sure.
Do you let go of him?
I never had a hold of him.
Oh.
Yeah. Me and Eric were tight. Like, we had like an agreement. Like, don't screw up. I don't have to whoop your ass. Like,
Well,
I was the
who
oldest
screwed
brother.
up?
Well, the problem is the cops got there and let him out of the store, so I couldn't beat him up in front of the police. That's math. Oh, bullet. Dude. So the bullet barrel strength that I have is freaking delicious.
I've got to be honest. I have never drank a bullet that I really cared for.
Well, we'll review it together. So
Yeah.
You can tell people what you
It's
think.
just, I don't know. It's interesting to me. And like the bullet rye, I used to think was great. The bullet, the orange label, just normal bullet.
Small batch, yeah.
Yeah, small batch, never particularly cared for.
I don't like that one. I don't like that
Yeah,
one.
it's pretty aggressive.
So do you
not
know-
in the right way.
So, you know the Willet rye that you love so much?
Yeah.
Bullet rye is the same distiller. So MGP rye is in Willet 4-year and Bullet green label rye.
So I will say the rye I like better than the normal small batch.
Yeah. I think the normal small batch is their distillate.
The bullet, what's the bullet with the black label on it?
The Blenders Select.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a fairly decent bourbon.
So that's modeled after or actually Four Roses distillate.
Yeah.
So
I could see that.
they have the
That's-
same 10 recipes
Yeah.
as Four Roses. And I love Four Roses. So, I mean, we've drank Four Roses from the yellow bottle at
From-
Fredericksburg.
Yeah.
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 Backed up to the bar.
Since inception.
Yeah, come on. Bullet Blender Select. You're correct, Michael Kohler. Appreciate it. Beard says, me either, man. This one's got a nice rye spice. Fair enough. He doesn't like Bullet either, but he likes this one. So I've got a single barrel in there.
Bullet's it's a tough sell for me. And, people, it's one of those things you either swear about it or swear at it,
What?
Smell it.
Oh, I was like, I already drank mine.
Certainly don't drink it. This is a
Drank
hot boy.
mine.
Yeah, it's a little.
So I'm going to go ahead and say that this Obtainium Port Finish Light Whiskey is even better than I remember from last week or last night. Marcus is in the chat. Sinner Dad says, "Hey y'all." Yeah, I read that with a little bit of extra spice. I'm fine.
I've got to say it's super caramel.
Yeah, but it's also got like
not dark,
raisin, plum.
Yeah.
Maybe prune. That'd be a raisiny plum?
Yeah.
I mean, it smells like
Definitely.
port and drinks like lighter fluid.
Yeah, it's not as spicy as I thought it would be.
Shit's
I
delicious.
like it.
Oh my God, there's 18 people in the chat. And we've been going live for almost an hour. I literally promised.
Killing it.
I promised them at dinner this would be 10 minutes.
Killing it.
It's been
Hey.
fun.
Welcome to the Hot Buttery Rolls Whiskey Show, where time is a myth and the whiskey is excellent.
And it's a fast forward.
We're going to the future.
Time travel.
Yep. Doc McStuffins and Marty McGurkin. What did you call him? Merkin?
So for all 18 people that are watching right now, do you want to see us, i.e. Chris, go live at a car show? I feel like we need to do that.
I think it'd be fun.
I got to do a plug, an AF Fab.
No. So if you guys aren't already following af.fab on Instagram and you like classic cars and fabrication and amazing cool shit, definitely go check out at af.fab, F-A-B. His Instagram is awesome, and he is a mechanical freaking genius.
I don't know if I'd say genius, but I like to buy dumb stuff.
He does like to buy dumb stuff. It's cool to watch him put it together. So,
But he has some really cool fabrication skills.
But Chris and I both will be at Cars and Coffee on Saturday morning. Be,
catch is
500
the
plus
best.
cars there.
wait. Who is? Okay, Tony 2Ts. I'm so glad you sent your second chat because I thought you were Tony Twats, and you might want to put some thought into at least capitalizing some of those letters because I don't know who you are, but I love you, and I don't want you to be confused for Tony, that awful other word I said. So yeah, Tony 2Ts. What's up, buddy? Welcome to the chat. Tony 2Ts, were you previously under another screen name? Because I don't know you, but I want to be in your life. Oh, what I said. Oh, Michael Kohler, put your @ in the chat. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
I like it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Michael.
Marcus says Andy has some rad rides. That's true.
Thanks, Marcus.
That is absolutely true.
Appreciated.
So what are you working on right now, Andy?
The 93 Cobra that we just picked up. Still got the
It's like a time machine or
Yeah.
a time capsule.
Still got the 67 C10, doing old school Chevy pickup build.
Yeah. It's got a
Who doesn't like that?
It's got a utility bed on it. Sick,
Yeah.
Sick AF.
We got
Also-
the school bus that,
Yep.
that's a shout out to Chris. He helped me get that. He helped me get that ride on the road.
I am a pneumatic
100%.
rivet. Yeah, I'm a pneumatic rivet machine runner
Yeah.
like nobody you've ever seen. If you need something riveted, I'm effing riveting, bro.
You
Yeah,
kill it
but
at the
that
rivet.
bus is going to become that's the whiskey bus. At one time it was the beer bus.
Yeah,
right?
the original
that's-
goal was to get sponsored by Carbach out of Houston, but they never responded to our DMs. So I still love your beer, but I hate the way you didn't respond.
Well, and then, Milo McGreen, when we were hanging out with them.
So Heather Green saw our bus and really wanted to own it. And we may still sell it to her. I mean, just depends on what she's into at this time.
Yeah, absolutely.
She still has that long bed F100. She would do way better with the bus.
Yep.
But yeah, we could fit barrels in there. We could fit a whole bar in there. Right now, it's got the black leather couches from an internet series that I can't name for fear of people Googling it. But yeah, so I'm going to switch over to the whiskey that got me and Andy started.
Eagle
What a
Rare.
little Eagle Rare.
So
I've got to say, I broke out Chris. Got to use the West Texas terminology here.
he broke me out,
Broke out Chris,
which
on
basically
the Eagle
means
Rare.
he got me started. So
Yeah,
when I met Andy, I was drinking
TX.
criminal amounts of TX whiskey,
TX whiskey. Yeah.
which is a blended whiskey. My hiccups have kicked off, so we'll see how long the
I
stream
just thought
lasts
you
now.
got a little emotional.
Cut a little verklempt. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic. Whiskeys that got you started in bourbon. Go. Yeah, no, I just had a couple of hiccups, and I immediately regret them.
Almost
So,
started.
Yeah, I was drinking a shitload of TX blended whiskey, which is like buttered popcorn had sex with Crown Royal. It's freaking delicious. And we would work on things at his house, and he was like, hey, you got to try this whiskey. It's so good. And I was like, what is it? And he was like, Eagle Rare. And I was like, I've never heard of that. He said, it's like $25 and it's incredible. And I was like,
and you can buy it by the case.
it's always on the shelf. It's everywhere.
Daniel tagged your Instagram on there.
Hell yeah.
FYI,
Dude,
you
Daniel,
cannot
thank you so
buy
much.
it everywhere
Yeah.
anymore.
Now it's minimum $32. You can't find it.
I'll take a little
freaking anywhere.
touch of Eagle Rare.
I know you'll take a touch of Eagle Rare. Come on.
Got 6 bottles at the house.
So,
you know, just
Lindsay-
in case.
Lindsay will also have just a
Little,
just a
teeny
little,
tiny.
A schmidge.
just a little snoot.
A schmidge.
Just a little snoot. So yeah, so this was the first legitimate aged bourbon that I had because I'd previously owned and drank Blanton's, but only on special occasions. But Andy was like, try this Eagle Rare. And we would always drink Eagle Rare. And I was like, golly, this is really good. And I had no idea what it was. I didn't know it was 10 years old. At that time, it was a single barrel.
It's a solid 10-year-old.
It still had the
single
old
barrel.
label.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a single barrel, which this is also a single barrel.
Yeah.
But it was a single barrel, 10-year-old bourbon, mash bill 1, freaking delicious. You want to talk about some great big league chew? This is it. This is freaking tasty. So, yeah, we're going back to our roots here. So, also, my daughter just walked in to the live stream. Love you, baby. If we look distracted, it's because my sweet little girl just walked in looking for arts and crafts supplies because she's decorating a Christmas tree tomorrow. What are you looking for, honey? You're welcome.
Woo!
I'll bring it back.
Don't worry about it.
Thank you.
Yeah. So this smells like candy. After all the things we just drank.
Still smells like whiskey.
Well, to a guy that drinks a ton of cast strength whiskey, it smells like candy. But yeah, no, I will respect the neophyte's flavor. Yeah. Okay, so Tony Tutti says you can't kill a name I've had from the beginning when you couldn't capitalize names. So Tony Tutti's, I respect that, and I'm glad you're here, buddy. But I'm gonna have to remember real hard not to call you the other thing that I said. So YL, I don't know what that is. That's hot buttery rolls and 2 glasses of whiskey. Thanks, YL. I love it.
Hot buttery rolls and 2 chicken wings.
So Tony Tucci says Blanton's about 5 years ago when I could get it at MSRP got me into the game and Eagle Rare shortly thereafter. So I'm in the same boat, man. I drank Blanton's and I enjoyed it. And I was like, oh, this is pretty good whiskey. God, it's so expensive. So yeah.
So I remember when I first moved to Midland, right thereafter, Lindsay's uncle, of all people, was like, hey, I want to get you a good bourbon. You've moved out to Midland. You're in the oil patch, right? Like doing a thing.
Which uncle?
Uncle Jim.
Jimmer.
Uncle Jim calls
Yeah.
me
You
big
fat
bag of
bastard.
you fat bastard. So he was trying to remember hot buttery rolls, but he calls me You fat bastard. You big bag of donuts. You hot buttery. What did he call me?
Hot buttery roll.
You hot buttery roll. A
roll.
single one. Everybody knows I'm a basket at least,
Yeah.
Oh.
except Jim.
You a half dozen.
At least.
So he bought me a bottle of Blanton's, and that was kind of my intro to great bourbon, right? And Blanton's I'm not a huge fan of, given the choice of Blanton's versus Jack Daniels, though I'm in,
Yeah.
right? So he bought me that, still have the cork, have the horse on it and all that stuff, but it's not a bad bourbon.
No, Blanton's. There's nothing wrong with Blanton's.
it's
But I will say I prefer Mash Bill 1 to Mash Bill 2, which E.H. Taylor Small Batch, Eagle Rare, E.H. Taylor Single Barrel, any of the E.H. Taylors except the Straight Rye
yeah.
are Mash Bill 1. George T. Stagg Jr., also Mash Bill 1. Mash Bill 2, you're looking at Ancient Age, Elmer T. Lee, Rock Hill Farms.
So Ancient Age.
I don't prefer that Mash Bill.
Ancient Age, I don't dislike. The other ones, I don't particularly care for.
So here's the question. Would you rather have, for the same amount of money, a bottle of Ancient Age, which is
We're up to 20
the
people.
10-star. Hell yeah.
20 people.
19.
Killing
We
it.
lost one.
Wait a minute. Who left?
Wait, hold on. There was
Yikes.
21.
Well,
Damn it.
we're just losing people at this point. It's fine. Don't worry about it, guys.
So what were you saying? Okay, so we were talking Ancient Age.
Ancient Age, or would you rather have Ancient Age, or what's the low shelf Mash Bill 1? Oh, Buffalo Trace.
Ancient Age all day long.
Okay, fair enough. So you're, in that case, then you do prefer the high rye, which is where there's a lot more flavor in the high rye.
There
This
is
just easy to
the
drink.
more dill, the spicier, not like heat spice, but
Yeah.
pickle spice.
The
I don't
dill.
even know how to explain it. Not
Yeah.
even the dill, but like the red pepper, different kind of heat.
Yeah. No, like sneaky, like a cayenne.
Yes.
Yeah, like sneaky.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Like it's a integral versus being a topping. Yeah,
Agreed.
for sure. So Tony Tutti says stance on Elijah Craig barrel proof releases this year. Tony, I'm going to say C920, B520, C120, or A120. So first would be the last one, second being second, last being first. So yeah,
That conversation.
benchmark. Lyle, thank you so much. Yeah,
That conversation about the numbers and the letters. All it reminds me is when y'all would have conversation about wheels.
so Lindsay
Like a
says
tire
the
conversation.
discussion about Elijah Craig barrel proof releases is the same as listening to someone talk about ratios on tires. She's not wrong.
Fair point. Yeah.
So Tim Evans says that Rockhill Farms crushes Elmer. I agree. Michael Kohler says, I rock Ancient Age 10-star. That's what I was thinking of. It's actually more parity in price to Buffalo Trace.
Is it weird that I can drink this a lot easier than the rest of the stuff I've tried?
No, that kind of makes sense.
No, it's 90 proof, which is lower than the other things you've drank. So it should be a little bit easier as far as ethanol goes, but it's also 10 years old, so it's like really evened out. It should
Way
be
smoother.
much more relaxed.
Okay, that makes sense.
For sure. Yep. I have yet to have the Blantons because I am the poor. I get it, buddy. I totally understand. Blantons is really taken off for sure.
I feel like,
Going with the horse.
Yeah.
based on the money that you will spend on a bottle of Blanton's, there are far better bourbons that you can buy for that money.
I agree. And I'll tell you this, Kyoko, pretend you bought a Blanton's and put that money away. And then pretend you're going to find another Blanton's and put that money with the other money. Take that money and buy one Blanton's from the secondary market because that's what it costs. It's basically double retail. get it sent to you, enjoy it, drink it, see what you think, and then decide if it was worth hunting. Because, basically you're going to pay double retail, which sucks, but you'll at least understand, like, is this the thing I really want to chase, or is this thing that everybody's telling me to chase? Like, I'm all about realistic expectations. So, Tim Evans said, I never heard people picking Ancient Age over Buffalo Trace. He's right here.
I'm telling you, it's not a bad choice, given the price point, given the overall taste of it. I don't know. I'll take the Ancient Age. I really will.
No, there's nothing wrong with that too. An Ancient Age is $16. So Michael Kohler
plastic
is
bottle.
Yeah. Well, you can get a handle for $22.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still solid though.
For sure. Yep. So Michael Kohler is doing the E.H. Taylor tour next week at Buffalo Trace. I mentioned earlier in the stream, I'm actually supposed to be at Buffalo Trace tomorrow, but it just wasn't in the cards for me. But yeah, man, Michael Kohler, if you end up with a wooden E.H. Taylor box, give me a holler. I've been looking for one real hard. So for hot buttery rolls, C520 being the best. Man, I really think that C920 is better than B520, but I'm going to do a head-to-head of all the 2020 batches, and we'll see how it goes, for sure. EC's got better all year. Yeah, Michael, I kind of agree, man. I think the C920, to me at least, was the most palatable, cohesive blend. I mean, there was a hotter, I don't remember which one, if it was the A120 or the B520, but one of them was hotter than the C for sure. But the C was just like, I don't know, it was perfect. It was better than the Stack Juniors of this year for me. Oh, extra whiskey. Yay.
I drank what I could.
See, and that's interesting to me that you say that, because I have never had a Stag Junior that I cared for. And you've shared
It's so
quite
hot.
a few.
It's just so hot.
Yeah, you've shared quite a few of them with me.
Yeah.
Never really cared for them.
Yeah. Understandable. So Mood to Move says, put the best of the worst on my first, my friends, and the worst of the best on last. Fair enough. Sounds like a three-way tie. I don't know your life, but it sounds like a three-way tie. So, yeah. So Mood to Move says, buy a Russell's Reserve single barrel instead. Russell's Reserve single barrels, especially store picks, are freaking delicious. Honey, peanut butter, heaven. That's hard for me because I freaking love Electric Creek Barrel Proof. But I think, given the choice between the two, I'm going to go Electric Creek Barrel Proof. Probably pretty sure.
The problem with the Russell Reserve is that if you don't get like a good store pick type pull off of them, then it's just a crap
like
whiskey, right?
Really expensive wild turkey.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
No, literally,
it's like a one-on-one. Yeah.
I've had bad experiences with wild turkey.
Same.
Oh.
I was personally victimized. Raise your hand if you've been personally victimized by wild turkey 101. Yeah.
Oh, half a hand.
Yeah. Good.
Just right there.
So YL says that Blanton's is considered part of Buffalo Trace's affordable line. It became ridiculous. I completely agree. It used to be, I have a Blanton's that I bought in 2009 for $49.99 on sale, 20% off. So maths, that's like $40. And at that time I was like, oh my God, this is expensive for whiskey. What an idiot. I should have bought the whole case. So Tim Evans says they sell them on the gift shop website. Tim Evans, you're not wrong. They definitely sell the E.H. Taylor boxes on the gift site. But if you've ever tried to buy one, you'll notice they're sold out 99.9% of the time. So if you ever get the chance to order one, I'll give you my shipping address and I'll pay you extra. Order as many as you can. We'll get them sent to Texas. It'll be definitely worth your time. So Tony 2Ts is sipping on Larceny B520 right about now. Thanks for the stream. You're super welcome.
I've never had a Larceny that I didn't care for.
Wait, so you like all of the ones you've had?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Larceny. Have you had Larceny Barrel Proof?
No.
So larceny barrel proof is literally what it says. It's just a super high proof larceny. It's
Yeah.
way better than regular larceny, for sure.
They
Yep.
do solid business though.
Yeah.
They've got a great whiskey.
They got good whiskey.
Yeah.
Michael Kohler says, I make wooden boxes. If you can make me an E.H. Taylor box, I will pay you for it. Elijah Craig,
If you can
A120.
make him a box that's blank, I will wood burn E.H. Taylor into the front of it.
And what he means is like, he'll literally take it like a crayon and just be like,
E.H.
E-H-Tailor.
Oh my goodness, I'll give it to one of my
It's just
first
going to be a
graders then.
giant T.
I love it. love it.
E.H.T.
So Elijah Craig A120 came in at 136.6. Yeah. Oh, so that's the one I'm thinking of. That was a super hot boy. Super hot boy. So, have you ever had an opportunity to try the Rabbit Hole Founders Collection Rye? Ashton, I have not. So, also, Ashton Saltz, welcome to the chat. I haven't seen your name before. Super glad you chose to join us this evening. Very excited to see you in the chat. But no, I have not had the Rabbit Hole Founders Collection Rye, but I have had the regular Rabbit Hole Rye, and I enjoy it. They basically, I hate to say the word rip off, but they ripped off the MGP 95.5 rye recipe, which isn't rocket science. It's just a really fantastic recipe, and it's really good. So I heard the junkies talk about it. They said it was really exceptional. If I find one, I'll probably pick it up, but haven't found one. So yeah. But anyways, welcome to the chat, Ashton. Beard says, Logic Craig Barrel Proof, one of my absolute faves. The one larceny barrel proof I've tried, trash. So the only larceny barrel proof I have is one that was a gift shop only release, and it's pretty freaking tasty. So come over, try it. We'll see if it is better than that. Regular larceny is too smooth. Barrel proof is a completely different beast. Banger. Come out. I passed on the rabbit hole. Yeah. Jared O'Connor, long-time listener, first-time caller. Thoughts on Smoke Wagon Uncut? So
love everything Smoke Wagon.
so good.
Yes.
So good. So super glad to have you in the chat, Jared. And I will tell you, if you can find Smoke Wagon Uncut Unfiltered,
Ooh,
make
he
it
wants to
happen.
send you
Super rich, super
samples.
delicious. Who does?
2 T's.
Oh, Tony. How can I send larceny barrel proof samples to you? You can reach out to me on Instagram at Hot Buttery Rolls. I will send you my address, and you can send those samples over. And I promise to have my buddy Andy on.
It'd be great to review them.
Yeah. We'll taste them together. We'll make it happen.
I will not taste them. I will butcher them.
So I love you, Lindsay, and that's why I didn't volunteer your palate for like 130 proof whiskey.
Yeah, let's
No,
not do
that
that.
sounds great. Though.
Seems aggressive.
Sounds great.
Yeah. Oh man. Tim Evans, not ready for prime time yet. Brother, if prime time Klein is ready for me, I'm ready for prime time Klein. Yo! I don't know where Klein is, but I hope he saw that.
I'm not real.
I hope
sure
he
what-
felt it in his loins. I'm coming for him. So now I'm actually going to do a blind tasting with Trev Wilson, the Bourbon Wrench, and I'm hoping to generate enough clout to at least release a video as the Macho Man Randy Savage where I challenge Michael Klein. I don't know if he'll accept it. I don't care, but I'm gonna go full
When
Macho
does this
Man.
happen?
Uh,
Where?
So actually, there's a guy in the chat that's going to send us samples, and I'm going to go full blind challenge with Trev. So I don't know when it's going to happen. It might be before Christmas. It might be right after, but that's definitely going down. Proof is life. This is the way. Kyoko, I agree. I'm a huge proof whore. Excuse me. So Tim, man, that was actually suggested in my live last night to go live with Aaron. Aaron is the shit, and I've conversed with him a little bit on Instagram. I definitely I don't want to waste his time, so I would kind of like to get, in order to benefit him the best, I want to get my following up. I want to get some more people in my live streams before I invite him on. So, there's some steps to do that. First of all, being challenging Trev Wilson, maybe whipping Klein's ass in a blind. And then once I'm, extra medium sized YouTube channel, then maybe I'll holler at Aaron, get in on that shit. So yeah. What's up, Bourbon Beginnings? Welcome to the chat. Oh my God. Matt Porter has entered the chat, brother. Yeah. So ADHD Whiskey is the world's top whiskey taster. He was awarded that honor and mantle by Bardstown Bourbon Company.
Oh.
He's a kick-ass human being and a bad bitch. And I'm super proud that he's in my chat. So welcome, Matt. Thanks for coming, buddy.
It's because I'm here.
Oh, YL. Damn it. So YL says the Whiskey Crusaders are live now too. That explains why I only have 24 people in the chat. Also, it's because that's the most I've ever had. 24! I don't know why I blamed Whiskey Crusaders, but this is the most I've ever had in chat, I think. And I'm so glad you're all here. Appreciate you guys.
So
excited.
I've got to ask, if we did whiskey tasting along with some beer tasting, how would that fare? Is there any overlap?
I've watched it go kind of poorly. So what I will say is, if we did a whiskey tasting, like if we had a flight set up,
yeah,
we could definitely taste a couple of beers, like split a couple of beers, as an opener.
Okay.
Talk about the flavors, talk about the character of the beer, and then jump into whiskey, and I think that'd be okay. But you definitely don't want to do an all beer stream, Michael Klein. It gets real weird.
Definitely not all beer, but if you got a couple of great beers hanging out of a cool brewery.
I got some badass beers. Yep. So Amy said, Chris, I'll set up a blind for you and Klein if you ever need. Amy.
We're going to need that.
Definitely going to need that for sure.
Tomorrow.
Yep. Austin Fell says, proof is life. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Chat numbers are both amazing and terrifying. Bro, Kyoko, I 100% agree. Because, I'll feel like a stream's going incredibly well, and there's 7 people in the chat. And then, I'll be on, let's just say, for example, Whiskey Central's chat, where there was a shitload of people on the chat. And I was like, oh, my God, there's, way more people out here than what I was expecting. And I hope I'm not disappointing you all. So,
hey, let's be honest, Chris. Out of this whole thing, I drank some good whiskey, chatted with a good friend, picked up one whole follower on Instagram.
Thank you. That's
probably Daniel Kerber. More
than probably Daniel Kerber. If you're a car guy and you like it, then definitely do it. Yeah.
Joshua Webb, shout out. Might not even be following us right now.
If they call me Beard, is still in the chat. Just put a high five up on.
I still like it. I like it.
Yep.
Follow my bullshit.
No, Michael Kohler's right. So all beer roads lead to bourbon for sure. In fact,
agreed.
I mean, what do you have before you have bourbon? You have a beer for sure. So yeah,
you have what you think is a good beer, then you drink a dark beer. Which becomes a hoppy beer, which becomes a great beer. And then you go, I love this, but I don't want to feel like I weigh 1,000 pounds.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's where the bourbon comes in.
So Josh says, high five. It's your newest follower, bro.
Hell Come on.
Yep. Nice. I seriously thought World's Top Whiskey Taster was ADHD humor at first. And then I'm watching the Bardstown video in the morning, tearing up. Yeah. So I'm in the same boat, YL. I definitely was like, oh, this will be lighthearted. No, man. It's like a fucking Hallmark movie. I'm just crying like a bitch. Just, oh my God, congratulations, Matt. You worked so hard. You're such a good dude. And you know what? He has worked hard. And he's a good dude. And he deserves it. And I'm so happy for him. So, dude. And you represent the whole Whiskey Tube community, and you do it well. So, yeah, I know. I'm just basically a commercial for ADHD whiskey at this point. And I don't care. I'll keep doing it.
ADHD whiskey.
ADHD whiskey, man. If you're not subscribed, do it right now. Yep.
What's your Instagram?
It took me 28 years to get into bourbon. So Bourbon Beginnings, I've been drinking whiskey since I was in 5th grade, but I've been a serious collector for a serious collector. That's an indicator. That's what's known as a marker on when to end your stream. But I've been a serious whiskey collector for just over 2 years, and it's been ridiculous. Matt snuck right in there and stole some hearts. He stole my heart. He still has it. I'm actually hoping he'll return it. He knows my address. UPS overnight. Just send it.
So
that's him.
ADHD whiskey right there.
ADHD whiskey on Instagram.
All right.
Yep.
Gave him a follow. I love it.
Follow. Hell
I
yeah.
love it.
I like it. Oh, man.
I drank all your water.
Oh, I'm so sorry. There's more in the pantry. You want to go grab another
I
one?
can get more.
Fair enough. Probably a good idea. We probably need to hydrate. Hey, stay hydrated, America. So, Kilko says, ADHD whiskey. I'm just happy to not be the only whiskey tuber with ADHD among other mental issues. So, I myself am strapped firmly into the bipolar coaster, and I have crippling ADHD. So, squirrel. What were we talking about?
Been knowing that.
Yeah, he's been knowing that. Andy knows. Andy knows about my ADHD. But yeah,
He's
you know,
both the best and the worst friend you can ever have.
it depends if you're the focus of my ADHD hyperfocus. If you're on the receiving side of my crazy ability to make you my whole world, then it's great. But if you're in the periphery at all, I will blow right past you with nary a wave. So, ADHD it's a very, very roller coaster ride of a disease. So it is what it is. Lindsay's back with the waters, which is clutch because I feel like I'm beginning to speak cursive.
Nah.
Yeah, ADHD, which she says, I think that okay, that's a typo. I think that there's a lot of us out there. It derailed me. Did you see that? See how I hyperfixated on that sentence?
The good news, there's 26 people watching us.
25. Every time you say that, we lose one. Someone's real shy, Andy.
I don't want to be noticed.
This is so much fun.
It's a blast, right? So we've been live for an hour and a half. We've drank some really delicious whiskeys. This started out as my Advent stream, which was dedicated to the beginning of Hanukkah.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. I don't know if that's, like I said, I don't know if that's blasphemy or not, but it is what it is. So we drank Buffalo Trace Kosher Rye Recipe Bourbon, Buffalo Trace Kosher Wheat Recipe Bourbon, Poor Man's Pappy, Obtainium Light Whiskey, finished in port barrels. We drank some
Eagle Rare.
Eagle Rare.
Eagle Rare.
We're about to jump into some Smoke Wagon Uncut Unfiltered because I was asked about that by someone in the chat, and I regret that I don't remember who asked, but I'm gonna pour a little.
Very pretty bottle.
Yeah. Daniel Kerber says you can't shut it down until you get to 35 in the chat. Well, sounds like we're all gonna die here together.
Rip. Oh, there's still some water in my glass.
Oh, this bottle's getting low. I had to tilt it real far
Teeny
to get it
tiny
pour out.
bit.
What a
Teeny tiny
gorgeous
bit.
bottle. We were talking earlier about
That is a fantastic
the
bottle.
smoke wagons. The embellishments on the glass from the mold are incredible. The wax seal is amazing. Love that gold label. This one comes in at 57.3% ABV, which means alcohol by volume, leading me to believe that it's 114.6 proof. Ooh, damn it.
That looks like a fantastic bourbon to have in a coffee Saturday morning.
You should
Come
pour
pick you
some.
up.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit, bro.
I
I like
got a little aggressive with my pour.
I
Hey, you
like
should
this.
pour maybe a little bit of that back.
Read.
I accidentally almost gave him a Russo pour.
I'm also sticking with my water and hydrating.
Good call, Lindsay. Mailed it.
Still on my hands.
Someone's wiping their hands off of my jeans. I'm not mad about it. Beard, thank you. Yeah, smash that MF and like button, y'all. Love it.
You've a first time joiner.
Who? Where?
Michael Forbes on the
Alright.
bottom.
Michael Forbes. Nice. First time watching,
Love
working
it.
out in the shed and listening to y'all while having a weed dram of Old Elk Weeded. Michael
Old Elk,
Forbes.
fantastic.
Michael Forbes,
Yeah.
that's a great choice. Old Elk Weeded Bourbon. I don't know if it's a store pick or not, but one of the best whiskeys I had in 2020 was a Old Elk Weeded 5-year MGP selected single barrel, and freaking phenomenal. So, dude, cheers.
Doesn't have to
Welcome
be
to
a
the chat.
store pick. Just
Yeah, no,
yeah.
that's fine. That's fine. Jared O'Connor says, hashtag Russo pour. If you don't know, now you know. Yep. So Daniel Kerber says, Michael Forbes, welcome. Yeah, man. Welcome. So glad you're here. So glad you're here. Tony Tutti says, do it. I'm guessing you mean the uncultured, unfiltered. That's me.
Yeah.
I'm both of those things.
Mainly
And unfiltered. Yeah. So Kilko says, hot buttered rolls and ADHD whiskey. I hope we all get together someday and watch the whiskey chaos tornado happen.
Agreed.
Swear? Can we do that? Because that literally sounds like my idea of heaven for sure.
I mean, what are y'all doing Saturday?
What y'all doing on Saturday, bruh?
You want to go to Colorado City and make this happen?
Hell yeah. So Tony Tutti says, choice on my next, 1792 foolproof or Maker's Mark cast strength. On those two, I'm going to go Maker's Mark cast strength at this point in the night, mostly because I require my full palate to process 1792 foolproof properly. Otherwise, I just get like a kind of vague. That's like vague. I get a vague banana bread essence, and it's good, but that Maker's Mark cast strength is going to be more like sweet vanilla, confectioner sugar, a little bit of hay, and the 1792 foolproof. I really feel like you're going to do a disservice by going to at this point in the night. Elixir store pick, Daniel Kerber. Cheers, mate. Cheers, mate. Hell yeah. So Beard says 1792 foolproof, especially if it's a pick. Beard is not wrong. The 1792 foolproofs are fantastic. My only concern is I know that you've been in the chat since the beginning. Well, I mean, probably middle, Tony Tutti's. And if it was me at this point in the night, I've been drinking, for minimum 2 hours. I would say probably something that I wouldn't mind forgetting. And the 1792 foolproofs are definitely worth picking apart.
Wait, are those the ones down there in the bottle on the second?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. For sure. You've seen them. We drink them a bunch in the shop.
Mm-hmm.
So Andy and I drink a lot of 1792 small batch as just basically like our working on car shop whiskey because it's not high enough proof to get us hurt. And if you buy a handle of it, it's like $45. So
We need to finish putting the bottles up on
you're not wrong.
the shelf.
Yeah,
We
I
have
got
a lot collecting.
Quarantine has been
Mm-hmm.
really rough on my collection. So I've got
Mm.
like 50 bottles
Oh,
to put on the Perlin.
yes.
Yeah. So the AF Fab Metal Shop Extravaganza has a
Car Emporium.
Car Emporium has a tier that's just like around the whole building. It's just a whole shelf. And we've been putting our empties up there, and I haven't been to the shop in a couple months.
You should come over.
Yeah, I'll bring the empty bottles. Yeah, we'll make it happen.
Hold
So
the ladder, and I'll get up there and
we'll
put 'em up.
we'll put a pallet on the forklift
Mhm.
and just drive us around in a circle.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Tony Tutti says, thanks. Looking forward to the cherry flavors I got from the MMCS. So Maker's Mark cast strength is definitely got some cherry to it. It's also got some, to me, crisp red apple, and I really enjoy it. Jared O'Connor says, I wasn't going to drink tonight, but feel like I need to now, LOL. Dude, do you, boo-boo. I'm going to do me. Yeah.
I'm a Timmy.
Oh, jeez. Have you tried Maker's Mark 101? So, Michael Kohler, I saw 3 bottles of Maker's Mark 101 today. And I passed up on them because I bought this bad boy. Thanks again to They Call Me Beard in the chat. But yeah, after I bought that, I certainly couldn't afford the Maker's Mark 101. But I've heard great things about it. So have you had it? Did you enjoy it? Did you try it? Yeah. Excuse me. Tim, I am in search of a 1792 225th anniversary. I'm also in search of a 1792 port finish, which literally everybody is in search of.
So they're impossible to find.
Very difficult to find. Yeah. Yeah, Beard. So down on Rankin Highway, there's still, I think, 2 of the WB 1792 small batch store picks in a handle.
That tomorrow, that's where we're going.
Let's go. Let's make it happen for sure.
Tomorrow for me at work is definitely low-key Friday.
Low-key Friday. Oilfield Friday.
Oilfield Friday.
We're going to be
but they canceled,
following up with customers.
They canceled the oilfield. So
RIP.
Rip
the oilfield.
Oh.
Bourbon Beginnings missed out on 2 old Forester 150s today. I'm really sorry to hear that, man. It's not that good. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But if you get a chance to get another one, definitely get it. I dig me some Maker's Mark 101. Maker's 101 is solid. Shit. Now I feel like I should have bought one. You know what I love about the Maker's Mark 101? That beautiful red, the red box that it comes in. It's like gift wrap ready. Like just slap some tinsel on me. You're going under the tree. That sounds aggressive.
But could work.
It could work. Marcus bought a Maker's Mark 101 today. We'll crack it this weekend. I look forward to hearing your review. I trust your palate, and
we'll be in Andrews to crack it with you.
No, he's down. It's Adrian's birthday.
We will be in San Antonio to crack it with you.
Come on, we're gonna go to the North Loop of San Antonio and come drink some Maker's Mark with you. Now, so Marcus, please tell Adrian that we said happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
It's her 29th, and she is as beautiful as the day she was born. Super happy for her. I hope it's everything she hopes it is, and I really hope that she enjoys the whiskey you picked for her, because if she doesn't, I'll just feel like shit. Like I feel real bad about it. What are we drinking?
I don't know.
Smoke wagon. We're drinking smoke wagon. This smells.
Oh,
this
yeah.
smells incredible.
The really pretty bottle.
Yeah.
Y'all got him off on a tangent and he forgot what he was drinking.
It's
so
really spicy. It fills your
Yeah.
whole. It fills your whole olfactory. It fills the back of your throat and your nose.
Yep.
Like it's in the same way that wasabi clears your sinuses.
Aggressive, but not in a bad way.
Now you just gotta be able to appreciate the strength of it, but it's really freaking good. So Tim got it, his 225th at an auction. Too much maybe, but I never saw it since it was Kentucky only. Yeah, man, I'm in the same boat. I'd probably overpay for one, but I really need it for my collection. So yeah, I get it. Oh, Jared O'Connor drank some Knob Creek Store Pick to start off the night. Great call. Some of the best whiskey I had this year was the Knob Creek Store Pick from Ollie's Liquor in Lubbock, Texas, which sold out immediately, but it was freaking delicious. Tony Tutti says, "Oh, hope she loves it." Yeah, I do too, man. I really do. So Sooner Dad, which is Marcus, said that Pinky's on Andrews Highway had 4 Maker's Mark 101s. Yes. Yeah. So they got a bunch. They got a bunch. Oh, Tim Evans, you won the 225th for 225? I'm not going to say it sounds made up, but it certainly sounds made up. Also, I got to get on whatever site you're on that is auctioning 225ths for $225 because that's a great freaking deal, bro. Yeah. So, all right, guys, I feel like my eyes are starting to close involuntarily, and I blame the whiskey. But
Oh, the whiskey.
There's 23 people in the chat right now. We've gone for almost an hour, and we've gone for an hour and 40 minutes.
Killing it. Yeah.
Dude, this was supposed to be a 10-minute video. I promised to both of them that it would be 10 minutes.
Oops.
Certainly wasn't. But I'm so glad you guys are all here. Happy Hanukkah to all of you that celebrate it. And happy Advent to anybody that celebrates that. I'm so glad you're here. Appreciate y'all being here. I will be here tomorrow. I don't know what time.
I will also be here tomorrow. I don't know what time.
Andy is committing to being
Look,
here.
man, I'm your co-host.
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome. Welcome.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Yep. Blame it on the alcohol. Amy, you're not wrong. Yep. All right, guys. Shit. All right, Jared. Jared, I got to answer your question. So, opinions on Booker's products. Just got the pigskin batch and love it. I have heard that the pigskin batch is the best batch of 2020. 2019 was like a whole string of disappointments for me. 2018 was the last good year of Booker's, in my opinion. And now that it's like $90 plus, it's kind of rough for me to swallow. If I find one for $69.99 or less, I'll pick it up. But
so, my hot take, not that you're asking
no,
for it.
take the hot take.
Nothing Booker's has ever like made me think this is worth $75. This is worth $90. I've never had a Booker's product where I just really thought like this is worth the price paid.
Yeah. I'll be honest too. Even at $70, part of the mystique of Booker's is being able to use their boxes.
Yeah,
as
you get
decoration.
the box
Yeah.
and you do something crazy with the box.
If you're into crafts,
Or
pick it up for $70.
We've got like boxes with some stuff in them at the
Yeah.
house. It's
I've got-
funny, but
all the smoke wagon behind me is sitting on Booker's boxes. That's not a reason to buy a whiskey. So
100%.
yeah, I'll just
No,
say
yeah.
yeah. But all right, guys. So hey, thank you all so much for being here. Everybody saying good night.
We love all of you guys.
Yeah. Booker's 2017-03. Should I get it 99? No.
No,
I set my limit at
$60 or so.
$69.99. That's where I
Yeah.
set my limit. For sure. Amy says Booker's is $50 booze in a $40 box. Beard
Agreed.
says country ham without the O. Bro, really? Says country ham was tasty to me. The rest gave me buyer's remorse. I agree. Yep. All right, guys. Hey, I love you all. And I'm super grateful that you're here. And I hope you come back real soon. Thank y'all so
Love
much.
you guys.
Happy Advent. We'll see you tomorrow for day 11. It takes so long to end these streams.